All right, so once we fix the UI problems, and then we can start to actually implement the actual final sign up screen. So with all the phone number, name, added, and also the type of phone here, right? So we did a radio group here. All right, so whenever you click on the button to sign up, so what we do now is actually to get their email and a password and then send that through the Firebase Authentication. And that's where the username has been and password has been saved. And after that, we also need to save the profile information. All right, so the profile information is associated with all the authentication account. So, but then those information, we need to load the name and phone number very frequently. So we could actually use Firebase database to save those information. So here is kind of the basic example. Now we do have right now two things here used in Firebase. So this one is the Firebase Authentication service. All right, and then we also have a different service that being used, which is the Firebase real-time database. All right, so every time when you sign up, first of all, the user actually goes to here with all the username and password. And then this one is where we choose all the application data, save and rate all the application data here. So what we can do now is every time when you put their user's password and email here, we could also create a user just directly under here that has the actual information. It's pretty much everything without the password. For example, the phone number, the name can also be saved here. And this one here is mostly just the email and a password. All right, so in order to do that, the key is we need something to associate this to. They need to have the same common key so that we know this record is for this user. All right, and unfortunately, Firebase Authentication gave us some kind of a UID that we can use. So let me open the Firebase Authentication service. So every user you sign up, you will have a unique user ID. Okay, so this one is unique that you can use and it's public, and then you can associate the other records with just this UID. But then how do we get the UID? So let's come back to the code right here. Once you sign up, all right, and you can see when it's successful sign up, this one, there is a return value, so which is the value, and then this is actually the UID you can use. All right, so let me actually show it. The UID is, we'll just do the UID. Let's just print it out. All right, and this one maybe I'm gonna turn that into a string. All right, so let's see, and then I'm gonna run this again. It's our current application. All right, so this time I'm gonna do an email of the users3@gmail.com, and the password is 123456. All right, I'm gonna ignore this one for now, just trying to test the sign up. So click on the button. All right, so as you can see, once that is finished, so there's successfully signed up, and then the UID actually gave me this whole thing here. Okay, so I think this is not really called a UID. This is actually the whole authentication result. The authentication result has everything about this user. It has additional information, user, and then here the UID, and then it has the email, and then the password is not provided. It also records the where is the provider. So if you want to get that UID, which is this one here, we pretty much need to do this. Okay, I need to rename this one. It's not really UID. This one is the authentication result. From the authentication result, and you can actually get something called a user, and then from there you can get something called a UID. All right, let's try this one more time. All right, this time I'll try the sign up with another user4@gmail.com, and the password 123456, and then click on sign up. All right, so this time successful sign up, and then here the UID. So that's how you can get and grab this value. Okay, now once you have this, I can just use this one for my key used in the Firebase database. Okay, let me refresh this one. You can see these are the UIDs, and once you have it, I can save the user information in the real-time database, so that's easier for us to get it. Right. So right now, if you remember, the friends has all this ID I generated using a timestamp, and I can simply just use the UID to actually represent everything. Okay, because they're the same kind of purpose. All right, so let's try that. So once you have successfully got the UID, and then you can start to push things to real-time database. All right, before we do that, we need to test how we can get all the name and also the phone number, everything, right? So those are pretty easy. So let's actually form a record here. Okay, I'll call it a profile, user profile. And then I'm going to use a simple hash map to save everything. So we got a name come from the name controller. We got a phone number. And then we got, maybe we need an email, right? So let's also save all of those. So that will be the email controller. Let's also save the UID, and then because you will actually need that in the near future. So this is the UID, right? And then we also need the type, which is the phone type, right? So the phone type, it actually comes from the group value. This is the value, it's 012, right? So we can actually just do a quick, let's just save this somewhere so that we can grab those. So we call it selected phone type, right? So right here we do something very simple. If group value equal to 0, that means it is cell phone. If the group value is 1, and that will be work. Otherwise, it will be home. All right, something really simple. So here you can always grab the type here. Okay, so that's how I can form this user profile record. And now we can write this whole thing into a Firebase database. Okay, so we do Firebase database .instance .reference .child, where you specify the path, and I'm going to use this friends, okay, and then slash, and now we'll do the ID, which is the UID. So right here, so authentication result .user .uid. All right, so from there I'm going to do set. I will set this whole user profile map. From there, I'll do then. When this is successful, I will be notified. Otherwise, catch error. Okay, so it's the same kind of structure we did before. How you write the data to Firebase. Okay, you specify the path. Make sure you got a unique ID there, and then you set the send all the user profile information, and then here it says successfully created the profile information, this one here, and it's failed. All right, okay, let's try it. Rerun this app here. All right, so let's go back. Something's wrong, and we did an extra parenthesis here. All right, so rerun this app. Oh, so this one here is not lambda expression, that's why. Okay, so rerun this app. All right, so going to sign up. I type my email here, user5@gmail.com. Password 123456. Name is John Smith. Phone number is 123. All right, and then I choose a work. I try it, click on sign up. All right, so looks like we got a lot of things happening, and let's see where we did successfully. Actually, it goes a lot of things right here. I think it's a fail to load the data, and this is info verification from next screen. Oh, right here. Okay, sorry. I think I was looking at the wrong console output. So right here, you successfully create the profile information. Let's go to the Firebase database. Now you can see the friends has this new record here. If you open it, it has all the attributes: name, email, phone number, type, and also UID. And then the UID is being used for the key for this record, right? And it's different from the rest of those, right? So we could actually just delete all the others and just use this one for now, okay? So I'm going to delete all the other records, because from now on, the friends will have this standard sign up information. It's not really dummy data we provided. Okay, let's just do one more, okay, to show you this process. Sign up, and the email user 6 gmail.com, password 123456, and the name is we'll do Alice, and the phone number, and this is a cell phone, and let's sign up. All right, so the moment you sign up, you create an account in Firebase Authentication, and also it actually shows up here. All right, so let's do one more just to show more users. All right, so we go to the email, we do user 8 gmail.com, same password, and then we can do the name here. We can do a Ben, and then phone number. All right, and then finally we choose home. Sign up. All right, so another record is being created. All right, so that's how you can implement the whole profile system associated with authentication. Now this user ID has been associated with the authentication account system, so you can actually enable the login and everything together.